On This Week in the NBA, we bid adieu to the first round of the playoffs, or to some, it's just get out. Some got whipped, while others gutted out 5 games and wore their opponents down. Throws it across, Miller for 3! Oh, he banked it in! The Nets survived, only to see what the buzz on Charlotte was all about. The Lakers' home dominance gets tested by Tim Duncan and the Spurs. Oh, for the days of the Celtics against the Pistons. Well, the rivalry is renewed again. Can Jerry West really work his magic in Memphis? And when it comes to draft prospects, Ming is the thing. And we welcome you to This Week in the NBA. It's good to have you here. And obviously overdressed Bob Lorenz, in for Andre Aldridge, the coach Kevin Lockyer, who's always, it's funny, I came in tonight thinking I was doing This Week in Fencing. And I normally dress up for that show. Anyway, we press on with basketball. The best of 5 first-round series are over, but we learned Thursday, as we know, the first round will stay best of 5. Commissioner David Stern could not get the support of the Players Union for a best of 7. And is this a good thing?
It's not a good thing. You have 5 games in 2.5 weeks, and people get bored, don't know who's playing. But the Players Association of the NBA is using this as a little tool against the owners in the next negotiation package. They'll get something, and then they'll give them 7 games.
I wish we had a lot of time to talk about labor negotiations, but let's just show some highlights.
In a couple of weeks we will.
Right, I know. It was 3-0 for the Lakers against Portland in the first round, while the Spurs got it out a full 5 against Seattle, and now the Spurs and Lakers, Game 1, L.A. hosting it. You see Shaq with the wrist, a household injury, needed some stitches in his left wrist. Early first quarter now, Shaq not affected by it. Once missed, twice missed, forget about it. Enough's enough, and Shaq gets back at it. He had the Lakers' first 3 field goals. Kobe was not in rhythm early, though. Here's the turnover on a bad pass, and then a bit later, he'll take it down court and run right over Terry Porter for the charge. So the Lakers first held him in check. First quarter, a season low, 13 points. Second quarter, Kobe starts to get in rhythm. Down the lane, big-time throwdown. And then again down the lane for the slam, and the Lakers are within 2. Let's take it to the third quarter now. Just under 9 minutes, Shaq leaving with a cut on his right index finger. There was some bleeding off to the locker room. So Kobe, well, when Shaq's gone, he picks up the slack. Down the lane for the slam, and the Lakers have their first lead of the game. Press on to the fourth quarter now. As Shaq comes back, Kobe, with a bruised right knee, leaves. And I guess this shows why they're better than everybody else.
And one thing, Bob, they both came back. Both stars were injured pretty good. They came back and finished the game.
That was very key. We'll hear Kobe talk about that in a minute and the importance of being back in the game. And when they came back, well, the duo goes to work. Robert Horry, the lob to Shaq, and then Kobe, how about this move? Spins, turns, loses his man, and then the soft touch. Well, it wasn't a great, beautiful win, but it was a win. 86-80 as the Lakers win on their home court. And what a win now for the Lakers in this one. A big one. Shaq cuts his right index finger, needs 4 stitches in his left wrist because of that household incident. Still, he scored 23. Kobe and his bruised right knee added 20. And the win seemed to take away some of the pain.
It's playoff time. We've been waiting all year to get to this point. And, teams want what we have. And, you got to play through injuries. And if you can walk, you belong out there.
We held them where we wanted to be. Gave ourselves a chance going through the fourth quarter. They make a couple shots down the stretch, and we don't. That's the difference in the game. We had our chances, and we just couldn't turn that corner.
Okay, now that is Tim Duncan. He doesn't get overly excited, but maybe he appeared a little shell-shocked because of what happened to him in the game. Maybe the best thing you could say was this game, Kevin, was competitive because it wasn't pretty.
No, it wasn't pretty, but the Lakers decided they're going to stop Tim Duncan. They doubled and triple teamed him. They started Samaki Walker on Tim Duncan and then came over with the double from Shaq. They blocked a lot of his shots. I never thought I would say that Tim Duncan would be taking 30 shots in a game. If he has to take 30 shots, he made 9. They're not going to win many games. But San Antonio is going to look at the film and say, boy, did we let one get away. They had some chance to win this game.
And the key is Duncan missed his first 10 shots. Give him credit for the stats, 26 points and 21 boards, but it just wasn't there for any.
They could have been up by double figures at least at halftime, and that's where they let the game get away in the first half.
Yeah, well, the Lakers-Spurs, as we know, is sort of a new rivalry developing over the past several years, but right now, let's take a trip down memory lane.
And now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in. Right at 1 second left. What a play by Bird. Bird stole the inbounding pass. Laid it up to DJ. DJ laid it up and in. And Boston has a 1-point lead. with 1 second left. Oh my, this place is going crazy.
Well, that was the 87 Eastern Conference Finals, Game 5. You were a little too young to remember that, Kevin. I do, though. The Celtics won on that bird steal and passed to Dennis Johnson. They went on to win the series in 7. Well, Sunday, it may have been 15 years later, but the Pistons were more than happy to get revenge and a leg up in the second-round series against Boston as they hosted the Celtics in this one. And these two teams, well, Paul Pierce, oh, this is trouble right off the bat. I wonder if the Pistons had something to do with this. He couldn't even get his warm-up off. That might have been a bad omen. Second quarter, stacked with a miss, but look at Ben Wallace right there to clean it up and get the foul, and Detroit had an early 5-point lead. They would extend that, in fact, start running away with it. How about this? Stack. Nobody is going to contest that. Strong move, and the Pistons were up by 7 at the break. Third quarter, Michael Curry, great defense on Pierce. Look at this. He is swarming all over him, and it forces Pierce to go to Tony Battie. Now, who would you rather have taken the shot, Pierce or Tony Battie?
I think they like to have Battie take the shot.
Nobody argues with you on that one. They wanted Battie. The Celtics certainly wanted Pierce, but with Curry all over him, nothing was happening for Pierce. In the meantime, Curry, a little offense thrown in. He drains a 3 at the buzzer, 16-point Detroit lead. Later in the fourth, help from the Pistons bench, Clifford Robinson. That's a 3. The lead is at 19. The Celtics, to their credit, didn't die, though. Rodney Rogers comes up with a 3 here that cuts the lead to 7. So at least it's in single digits. But with less than a minute to go, Jerry Stackhouse says, let's wrap this thing up. And he does, as he takes it the length of the court for 2 in the foul as the Pistons win this game 96-84, taking the opener up 1-up in the series. Detroit's 12 three-pointers in this game, a team playoff record. Clifford Robinson made 6 of those as he and Jerry Stackhouse combined for 56 points.
After I hit a few, they kept leaving me open, and I was the way their defense is set up. You're going to get a lot of shots like that, so it's just a matter of being prepared to knock them down. And I was, like I said, I just happened to be in a situation where I was the recipient of a lot of those passes.
We had great opportunity to cut it to 4 points there at the end. Had good shots, had good 2-point opportunities to cut it to 5, and good looks from the 3, and it just didn't happen on this particular day. So we didn't take advantage of some of the opportunities that were available, and we need to play better defense than we did today.
At least on Robinson, that's for sure. What a terrific performance by him. In the meantime, I mentioned Detroit's success in hitting the threes. Pretty ironic because Boston usually kind of owns that department.
Oh, exactly, Bob. The two difference in this game was Cliff Robinson getting 30 points. That's incredible because he's a player that's a good defender, but he made a lot of threes, and he just did a terrific job. Anytime he and Stackhouse get 20 points or better together, they're 11-0 in this season. That's quite a stat. Also, the defense by Detroit to play up on all the outside shooters of Boston, not give them the three-point shots. They were 6 for 19 in three-pointers. Boston against Philly in Game 5, they were 19 for 29. They stopped the three-pointers. Detroit's a very good defensive team.
If the Pistons continue to do that, can Boston then win the inside game?
Boston really has no inside game. Walker's their best inside player, and Pierce, but they're also the best outside players. They have no power game whatsoever.
Well, Ben Wallace is clogging things up, too. That's
right.
a problem. All right, when we come back, the Hornets might be checking out moving companies, but the only moving they want to do right now is pass the Nets into the conference finals. We'll see if Barron came up big in their opener. And Steve Nash makes one big network appearance this week, but fails to show up in another, even though he was there in Sacramento.
NBA.com on America Online. See the best action shots and off-the-court photos every night at America Online. Keyword NBA.com.
While the Charlotte Hornets control their playoff fate, the fate of their franchise and where it will be next season rests with 29 league owners who will vote May 10th whether or not to approve the Hornets' move to New Orleans. On Thursday, that move was unanimously approved by the NBA's relocation committee. That recommendation came as Hornets officials worked out a 10-year lease agreement to play in New Orleans Arena, which is next to the Superdome. Well, let's talk about the Hornets starting their second-round series against the Nets in Jersey. And Jason Kidd, the manager of the distribution center early on, to Keith Van Horn. He bangs in a three, and the Nets up to a quick 11-2 burst right out of the gate. Later in the first, though, it's Charlotte moving it up, but Kenyon Martin, big D, clears it out. David Wesley got nothing on that one, and Paul Silas thinking, okay, we got a little bit of trouble until Wesley does this. And let me tell you, when he goes in like this, there ain't no stopping that. Wesley up underneath and in, and the Hornets lead it by 1. Third quarter, they'd extended their lead to 5, but Van Horn inside to Todd McCullough for the lay-in and 1. And McCullough big in the third quarter. He had 11 points as the Nets rally back. Leading it by 2, and late in the third, Robert Traylor kicks it outside to Baron Davis, and the Baron bangs in the 3 at the shot clock, and Charlotte regains the lead. On to the fourth, Hornets by 1. Jason Kidd now. Long pass to Richard Jefferson, pinpoint, and he throws it down. They were up by 1, later tied at 91, and it's Kidd getting into the act again. Off the screen, the soft jumper. And then a bit later, it's he mano-a-mano against Davis, the crossover, and again, through the Charlotte defense and in. 24 seconds left. Kidd again with the ball in his hands, the crossover, and he beats his man again. 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists as the Nets win the opener of the series, 99-93, the final. 7 Nets players in double figures, led by Jason Kidd's 21. Pretty game effort by the Hornets since they were missing both Jamals, Mashburn, and McGlure. But too much kidding around killed him in the end.
I love to be involved, or have the ball. It doesn't mean that I have to shoot the ball, and we saw that in the other series. But, I love to have the ball. I love, if the shot presents itself, I'm going to take it. And if it doesn't, I'm going to find somebody cutting to the basket or spotting up. And, that's what the game is all about, is playing the game the right way. And I felt that if I could run the shot clock down, we could limit their touches and the opportunity for them to come back.
Short-handed as we were, I was proud of my guys. They played hard and, gave us a chance to win, and that's all we asked. That team knows that they're going to be in a battle, and that's all I asked for.
Well, it was a battle between Baron and Jason Kidd. In fact, Baron Davis outscored him 23-21, but as you know, sometimes it's when you score, rather, and it's not how many you score.
Bob, Baron Davis is a terrific point guard, a young point guard that will be one of the best in the NBA in years to come, but Jason Kidd is just phenomenal. He's turned the whole franchise around in New Jersey. The scout report on Jason Kidd is to make him shoot on the move. He'll go 1 for 12 in the game, and then the last 2.5 minutes he'll make shots coming off the dribble like this jumper, which is not his game, but he can make them when it counts. I voted for him to be MVP this year, and it's holding up in the playoffs. He's a tremendous, tremendous basketball player, and what great stamina. He can go 48 minutes, play defense, handle the ball, and now he's scoring also.
Probably never thought they'd have to rely on him late in the game, but they can now. It's a great go-to guy.
Oh, it's a big difference when he can pull up and make that jumper, the in-between shot. That's one shot he didn't have before. He's developed that.
Yeah, we'll see if they can keep it going in Game 2 on Tuesday night. Meantime, the postseason throws a bright individual spotlight on the individual players, and Mavericks guard Steve Nash stepped into the bright lights at the Ed Sullivan Theater in New York this past Wednesday as a guest on Letterman.
Here's Steve Nash, everybody. Now listen, I know nothing about professional basketball, but shouldn't you be somewhere practicing? You said this series with Sacramento begins on Saturday. So what's the drill? What's the life of an NBA player between now and then?
Well, we fly to New York for the Letterman show midweek.
Yeah?
And after that,
that'll wear you down.
Yeah. Best preparation. The Kings are probably like, yes.
Ironically, maybe they were. The frequent flyer miles to New York and then out west were great, but one can't help but wonder if Nash didn't suffer some sort of jet lag after his performance in Game 1 of the Mavericks' second-round series in Sacramento Saturday, as we take a closer look at this matchup to see exactly what happened and didn't happen for the Kings and the Mavericks. And you see the Mavs with the ball in Steve Nash's hands, but check the spot shadow. Mike Bibby on him, and Nash decides, you know what, I got a good matchup. Well, it wasn't. Bibby knocks the ball loose, and the Kings have the ball. Second half now, spot shadow again, and watch Bibby now guarding the ball and Nash. And Nash in kind of a rush to find a better matchup, and he turns the ball over. In fact, he seemed to be forcing things a lot in transition. Nash pulls up, misses a three, then with a lot of time left on the shot clock, instead of looking for a better shot, he pulls up and throws a quick three up. Then in transition, drives on Bibby into a triple team, trying to make something happen, but didn't for Nash as the Kings won at 108-91. You know, Nelly wants Nash shooting, but not like that.
He has the ball. He has to take it upon himself to know what a good
shot and a bad shot, and a good early shot and a bad early shot.
You know they're going to push you. You know they're going to get things in transition. You know they're going to try to create mismatches. We want to push it too. We want to see if we can't get early, easy baskets too. But at the same point, we want to play pick and roll. We want to play out of the post. We want to play off the elbow. But we want to do it in the flow. And with us, it doesn't necessarily mean a quick shot.
We just looked like we were in a huge hurry to do whatever it is that we were doing. And we need to be more patient, and we need to attack them, and we'll do a better job in game 2.
Well, you got to put the ball through the hole. The Mavericks' shooting was just horrible in game 1, just 39% from the field. That's their worst of the postseason. The Kings had 20 more points in the paint. Now, Dallas won both times in Sacramento this season, but seemed to lose that comfort zone. Nash really struggled, just 12 points. In fact, Kevin, he and Michael Finley, 12 of 31 from the field. As a whole, the Mavericks just seemed out of sync.
Quite surprising. What really surprised me was Sacramento, who had the best record in the NBA, the best record at home in the NBA, changed their style. All of a sudden, they decide, we're going to play half court because Dallas wants to go up and down, up and down. They played excellent half court. They executed extremely well. Had great point guard play. Pick and roll was sensational. Their point guards outplayed Nash and Van Exel, Jackson and Bibby. That's a surprise. But to slow it down and to hold Dallas to 91 points, the leading scoring team in the NBA, who averages 105, was a great game plan, and it worked.
Are the Kings good enough to keep the half-court game going?
I think so, because they had a great shooters also, and maybe a little bit better defensive team than Dallas in the half-court set. They're a better defensive team, particularly guys coming off the bench.
All right, we'll see what happens in Game 2 on Monday. Meantime, straight ahead for us, scouts, coaches, and league officials get their first good look at Chinese sensation Yao Ming. Is the wait going to be worth it? We'll see what those in the know have to say. And Jerry West is not only the image of the NBA, but of the Lakers, ever since 1961. But it's a new century, and West decides to take on a new challenge. Can he come out on top again?
I am Hida Turkal of the Sacramento Kings. I think the basketball court is like a classroom. It's a place where I am eager to learn something new every day. By reading a book, studying math, or learning a language, a world of opportunity will open up to you. Because education is the most important tool you can use in building a strong foundation for the future.
This message brought to you by the NBA and its players.
Say there's a little bit of interest in China's Yao Ming as we head towards the NBA draft June 26th. After all, he's 7'5" with what some say is the touch and smooth moves of a shooting guard. No surprise then that 65 scouts, coaches, and team officials and more than 200 people total showed up Wednesday at Loyola University's gym in Chicago for Ming's first pre-draft workout to see if the gaga reaction is justified. And they say Ming is a thing, but is he the real thing? In fact, some people say worthy of #1 overall.
It's hard to tell in a workout like that. The last time the NBA, Bob, had a workout like that, it was for Kevin Garnett. I was present. Garnett was very impressive. Obviously became a great player in the NBA. But Ming going through these drills without contact, he can shoot, it's obvious. For a big man, he's got little short arms, but he's 7'5", but can he take the pounding, and he needs to build up. But he'll be a top draft.
And all those lottery teams look at them and the high school kids and wonder if they should go that way.
Some kids are great in drills, though, and you got to be very careful when there's no one-on-one play. So he could be a great drill player, and then he gets against defense. It could be a different situation.
You got to hope you get that real deal, just like Kevin Garnett.
He'll be a top choice, though.
All right. Well, Jerry West was the real deal, and as you may or may not know, is the model for the silhouette of the NBA logo. As a player, he helped turn the Lakers into a model of a championship team, and then he continued that trend in their front office. But as of Tuesday, West has a new model to put together, and the pieces are scattered everywhere. Here's Terry Keshner.
Cal Ripken will forever be a Baltimore Oriole. Bart Starr would not seem the same if he were anything but a Green Bay Packer. And so it was with Jerry West and the Los Angeles Lakers. A man and a team meant to be together. Not anymore.
Today, the Memphis Grizzlies are proud to announce that Jerry West is our new president of basketball operations.
After growing restless in retirement, West is starting over with a team that could not be further from his Lakers. In 6 years in Vancouver and 1 in Memphis, the Grizzlies have compiled a league-worst .229 winning percentage. History, though, has already taught West how to overcome humble beginnings.
When I first came to the Lakers in 1960, The Dodgers and the Rams were in Los Angeles. We couldn't even get our name in the newspaper. The first night that the Lakers played there in Los Angeles, there were 40-some hundred people watching this game. This was kind of the foundation of watching this franchise grow.
West and the Lakers grew up together. As a player, West was a Hall of Famer. He then served as a coach and executive, helping LA win 7 NBA titles in all. But the 63-year-old was not content to rest on his Laker laurels.
A lot of people have asked me, how in the world could you do something like this? Well, I think that one thing is very interesting in life. When you have passions and when they're not in your life, there's a huge void.
Passion for basketball in Memphis may not be running high, but it does have promise. Shane Battier made the all-rookie team, and Pau Gasol was Rookie of the Year. Now it's up to the man who helped assemble some of the most talented teams the league has ever seen to give the Grizzlies even more bite.
The most important thing and most pressing need that we have today is to hopefully get our first-round draft pick and get another player that will build to the nucleus of what we have. But more importantly, I want people who will walk around the community and you say, I'm proud that he lives in Memphis. That's the kind of people that I would like to see on this team.
Grizzlies fans are proud just to say Jerry West is walking in Memphis. And if he can build a winner there, even the Lakers will have to admit West has once more lived up to the moniker Mr. Clutch. I'm Terry Keshner.
All right, thank you, Terry. And he mentioned Battier and Gasol, both on the all-rookie team this year. Any reason to think, though, beyond those guys, that West can work his magic with this team?
I think he will, Bob, because he's respected so much in the NBA and also with the agents and other players in the NBA, so he can draw some top players. Jerry he's a basketball junkie. He loves to watch games. He's a great evaluator of not only college players, but also the other pros. In a few years, he'll have Memphis in the playoffs.
Hopefully he can get Memphis the enthusiasm to bring players there like they want to come to L.A. That's the key.
Might be a little tough.
Right, a little harder to sell. When we come back, the All-NBA team was announced this week, and among them, a guy who for the second straight year almost single-handedly lifted his team into the playoffs. Well, any fear the NBA had that the return of Michael Jordan would overshadow the younger stars in the game were unfounded. Jordan had his impact, as we know, but this year's All-NBA First Team shows that the kids are doing just fine, and so is the kid. In his first season with the Nets, the offseason trade of Jason Kidd from Phoenix to New Jersey for Stephon Marbury pumped new life into both Kidd and the Nets franchise, which secured the #1 seed in the East, while he became their first-teamer ever. Overall, though, this is Kidd's 4th straight selection to the first team. He is joined this season by first-timers Tracy McGrady and Kobe Bryant, who moved up from the second team last year. Meanwhile, Shaq and Tim Duncan tied for the most votes. It's Shaq's 4th selection and Duncan's 5th. Well, here's your TV viewing schedule for the week. TNT has the Mavericks and Kings, games 2 and 3, Monday and again on Thursday. The Hornets and Nets pick things up again Tuesday on CBS, then play the first game on TNT Thursday. The Spurs and Lakers will follow the Hornets and Nets Tuesday on the Superstation, then go again Friday night on TNT in Game 3. And the Celtics and Pistons pick up again Wednesday in the sole game on TNT before preceding the Spurs and Lakers on Friday night. So overall, what are we looking at here?
I think the games will be great. For the teams on the road, this is almost the series. We have the top seeds in each conference won, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the East and West. All the home teams won the first game of the second series. For the weaker team on the road, they must win this game because they can't. If they go down 2-0, they got to win 4 out of 5. They're a better team. Doesn't happen. They got to win this game.
As much as I like the East, the West really intrigues me, especially the Mavericks having won twice in the regular season in Sacramento. Can they win there after such a horrible performance in Game 1?
Oh, I think they can. They were an outstanding offensive team. They got to play better than they played today. They played awful today, but no one can beat the Lakers. The Lakers haven't lost a playoff game to the West in over 2 years. So it's going to be tough.
In the meantime, the Spurs have to remember the fact that they were swept last year by the Lakers. Can they do anything to get Tim Duncan going?
I don't think so. Not without Robinson. If Robinson comes back, then they're in good shape. Now, one thing I want to say, Bob.
All
3
right.
years ago, we started here together.
Uh-huh.
And you took a rookie and gave me a lot of help and a lot of support. I really thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes,
I
sir.
appreciate
My
that.
pleasure. All right, that is going to do it for us. For Kevin Lockery, I'm Bob Lorenz. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next week on This Week in the NBA. Take care.